they have knowledge that no one else has. Hi guys, welcome back. So today's video was actually something requested by a subscriber, which is how I improved my GCSE grades from 3s and 4s to basically 7s and 9s. So when I started my GCSEs in year 11, which is when I moved to this country, I was basically predicted 3s and 4s, and by the time I finished, I got 7 A's to A stars, so basically 7 7s to 9s. And there's some things that I did that I want to share with you guys, and hopefully it'll help you boost your grades. So stay tuned. So the first thing that you actually need to do, that might sound a bit silly, is actually starting to study. So because you have about like 10 subjects and it can be quite overwhelming to try and pass all of them, I just want to tell you that you have to start somewhere. You need to get yourself into that study zone, and in order to do that, you have to start. You can't keep postponing it and saying you're gonna do it tomorrow or the day after. Like, start today. Go to the living room, grab your English book and just do some revision. Light revision, get yourself into that study zone, and the day after you'll be more likely to actually do some work. So yeah, start. My second tip is kind of related to the first one, which is obviously starting to study. You need to make a timetable. If you have a timetable, you'll be more likely to actually study. But don't wait until you have a timetable to start studying, because then you're never going to do anything. You know, if you study today at night, make your timetable, and then tomorrow you'll be able to then know what you actually need to do. I would always make a timetable for the whole month, and then every night I would do a to-do list for the day after. I feel like that keeps me quite motivated, and it's quite organized as well, so you know what you gotta do, and you make sure that you're doing everything before your exams so that you don't have to cram and stay awake until like 5 a.m. the days before your exam. I never had to do that. I never stayed awake past 1 a.m. during my exam season. So I don't think you have to do that. So my third tip is using different techniques for different subjects. For example, for English, you need to have a lot of understanding. You need to understand the characters, you need to understand the poems and be able to explain them to get like a lot of marks. Whereas for music, there's a lot of like 1 markers where you just need to know something. It's a lot of memorization. So you can use flashcards for that. Whereas for English, you have to read a lot. Make sure you know what you're doing for each subject, because you don't want to put a lot of work on something that is not really helping you for that subject. Make sure you know how to study for each of the subjects. And I know it might be quite hard to know how to study, but if you need help, I got a video about that on my channel, so check it out. So my fourth tip is focus on the topics that you find quite difficult. Those are the topics where you're losing marks. If you focus on them, by the time you do your GCSEs, you'll be gaining those marks, so you'll be more likely to actually do well. Instead of trying to just do the topics you find quite easy and feel comfortable and confident, actually focus on the stuff that you find hard. Try to understand it, watch YouTube videos, use resources, do those topics. You'll get much better at them, and it will really improve your grades. My fifth tip is, at the same time, do not neglect the topics that you've done like a couple years ago that are meant to be easy, because you'll forget them. There's a lot of topics that like no one really thinks about, but then at the end it ends up kind of being a trap. So make sure you're doing those topics as well, even if you feel confident on them. For example, if you're doing something hard and then you feel quite tired, you can then switch up and then do something that you find really easy, and you're doing all the topics you need to do, and you have like a little cycle where you do something hard and then you do something easy, then you do something hard, and it'll be quite balanced, and you won't get as tired as you would by doing hard. So yeah, my sixth tip is do exams, do past papers. I can't stress this enough. If there's anything you're gonna take away from this video, is do past papers. During my GCSEs, I did past papers for all my subjects. During my A-levels, I did almost all the past papers available for all of my subjects. So like, do past papers, because they will help you. They are your best friends. That's how you learn how to get those A-star marks, because you can know the entire book and not be able to get an A-star, because those A-star marks is exam technique, and in order to learn the exam technique, you got to do exams. So do those past papers. Honestly, listen to me, if there's anything you're gonna take away from this video, it's past papers. Do them, mark them, review them, and you know, work on them. That's the main thing you gotta do to actually get to those A stars once you already know the content. So my final tip is talk to your teachers when you need help. Use your teachers to get those top grades, those top marks, because they know everything. Some of the teachers are examiners, some of them have been teaching for 30 years or plus. They know exactly what you need to know for your exam. So use your teachers, please. During my time at GCSEs, during Easter, I was at school basically every day, and my maths teacher was basically my tutor, because no one used to go in and I was always there. So it was just basically him and me in a classroom, just doing questions, just learning and learning and learning, literally. I mean, sometimes I'd be extra people, but like, if you have your teacher there, please make sure you're using your teachers. They have knowledge that no one else has. So that's basically it for this video. I'm sorry if it's a bit short. I didn't want to pinpoint things specific to subjects, because otherwise it'd be quite boring. But if you want to see videos specific for like maths and English, which are the subjects where I did the best on, and sciences, just let me know in the comments and I'll make that happen. I hope you like this video, and if you do, please subscribe and keep supporting, and I'll see you next time.